Today, we're breaking down the 10 traits of a master networker from Ivan Misner, counting down from 10 to 1, because that last trait is the one that makes or breaks your reputation. So you'll want to make sure that you listen. And additionally, we've created a self-assessment report card for you to evaluate yourself on these traits. If you'd like one, just send us a DM on any of our social media channels or fill out the contact form at missbiz.com.
Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
Today we are counting down the top 10 traits of a master networker, according to Ivan Misner. Ivan Misner is the founder of BNI, Business Network International, and I found these traits to be really helpful in assessing myself and where I can improve in my networking skills. So trait number 10 is working your network. And at first, I thought I knew what that meant, but then questioned myself and was like, do I really know what working your network means? So I looked it up, and what it does not mean is spamming contacts, following up over and over, and constantly selling. What it does mean is actively stewarding relationships over time so that they stay strong, relevant, and mutually viable. At its core, the phrase working your network means you don't wait for your network to work for you, you intentionally keep it alive. So working your network is active, not passive. You maintain relationships before you need them.
This is such a great point. I mean, how many times do you only hear from those people when they actually need something? Or how many times have you ever been around people where the only time that they do reach out to you is when they're trying to sell you something? Right. In fact, for New Year, I had probably about 7 different text messages from people who are in my contacts who basically are just trying to sell their services. They said Happy New Year, but there was a very promotional type of message in there. So really being able to develop true relationships, that's going to lead you way more further in business than if you're just constantly trying to sell.
So the key to this is not to just disappear for a year and then suddenly ask for referrals. Instead, you should have a system in which you check in periodically with people. You can do this by sending them articles, congratulations, encouragement, even just on their social media, telling them happy birthday when their birthday shows up, just liking their posts if you see them, just staying human when there's not a transaction that's actually pending, so that they see that you care about them and value them even when they're not your customer.
Yeah, I like to take people to lunch too, or coffee or breakfast. I mean, you think about it, we all have to eat. We all have to stay hydrated. So why not take that hour that you would spend maybe with yourself or wherever and invest that into a relationship? Or if there's something that I want to do, like if I want to go to the salon and get my nails done, I will ask a female business owner or somebody from my BNI chapter, hey, would you like to go get pedicures with me? So that we can have that intentional time together doing something nice.
Yeah, I love that. The things you're going to do anyways, bring someone along with you. So the example of a person who did this well is Martha Stewart. And this is how she was able to recreate herself and her brand even after going to federal prison. I think most people would think that going to prison would be the end of your business success, but not for Martha Stewart. And that's because she had built these relationships before and was able to lean on those relationships and rebuild those even after that blow to her credibility. Yeah. So her core relationships didn't disappear. Industry leaders who had worked with her before still trusted her. Media executives who knew her work ethic were willing to talk to her again, and business partners understood her value beyond just the media headlines. So, that's a great example of if you build these relationships, they will stay with you through thick and thin and will secure the future of your business. Statistics says that it takes 5 to 7 touch points to stay top of mind for someone. And so, but even after those initial 5 to 7, you need to still continue to be communicating with people in some way to let them know that they're more than just a number or a paycheck for you.
Absolutely.
Master networkers don't hope people remember them. They manage those relationships.
That's a great trait and a great point. So trait number 9 is to be sincere. Jennifer Lawrence built massive goodwill in Hollywood, not just because of her talent, but because of her authenticity. She's known for being unfiltered, honest, self-deprecating, and genuinely herself in interviews and relationships. People feel like what you see is what you get, and that creates trust, and trust is huge. In a world of networking, sincerity works the same way. You don't necessarily need to impress people. You need to be able to connect with them. And authentic communication increases trust by over 40% in professional relationships.
Yeah, so sincerity is really just about being yourself, being who you truly are. And when people believe you're real, they open up and they're far more likely to refer you because they trust you.
Absolutely.
And even I've seen some friends and colleagues on social media who will post about their bad days. They'll post pictures of themselves with no makeup on or some day that they're feeling down and disappointed about something. And those oftentimes get the most engagement. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because they're being real, they're being sincere and authentic, and people want to come and encourage you and support you. And you're giving them the opportunity to do that because you're just being transparent with who you are and that you have bad days too.
Yep. So trait number 8 is enjoying helping others. And an example of this is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah built an empire by elevating others, authors, experts, entrepreneurs. She made helping others her brand, and reciprocity followed naturally. One of the clearest, most measurable examples of Oprah helping others is Oprah's book club. It wasn't just a media segment, it was a career-altering platform.
The specific example related to her book club is that when she chose an author for her book club, she didn't just recommend the book. She put the author on her television show. She personally discussed the book and its message. She encouraged her millions of viewers to buy the book and read it. And she followed up with interviews, discussions, and continued promotions. So the results of that were immediate and dramatic. Authors who were unknown became overnight bestsellers. Book sales jumped from thousands to millions, and authors gained long-term credibility, not just short-term sales. So some books that Oprah promoted sold 500,000 to 1 million copies after her endorsement,
Wow.
which was a level of impact that permanently changed those authors' careers forever. So this is a great example of how you can have a heart to help others and use your own platform to promote other businesses that you trust and believe in. A statistic is that networks rooted in generosity outperform transactional networks by 40%. And of course, this is biblical as well. In Luke 6:38, it says, "Give and it will be given to you." So master networkers give without keeping score.
We are looking for young people.
That's creepy.
Not like that. We're looking for young, inspiring entrepreneurs or professionals.
They must be located in the Orlando area because we want to give them the chance to be on Miss Biz.
We are looking for 3 inspiring young professionals under the age of 30 that we can interview on the Miss Biz podcast.
So don't hide your kids or your wife. Nominate them today. Comment the word young professionals and we'll send you the nomination form. Let's get biz done.
One of the ways that I see business owners do it, and it's successful, is they will share other people's content. And that really helps, whether you're offering a promotion or you have some big milestone. Just a little action of being able to share it and help to spread the word really makes a significant impact.
And something else along those lines, because I was going through my Facebook feed the other day and was coming across things that I had shared of other businesses that were now expired. So now that that event or whatever they were promoting was expired, I was able to go ahead and delete that off my feed, because when new people come to my feed, they want to see about me. And so I thought it was good to go ahead and delete those things now that they're expired anyways. So at the time that it's relevant, share it. That will promote them and help them. But then if you want to go back a couple months later when that event is over, you can delete it to keep your feed consistent for new viewers.
Another trait is someone who thanks others. And an example of this is Gary V. So Gary V is relentless about thanking people, from DMs to comments, shout outs. He understands that gratitude builds loyalty at scale. He has openly said that he has personally spent hours every day responding to people who took the time to engage with him or support his work. And a particularly clear example was when fans or entrepreneurs tagged Gary, saying that his content helped them close a deal, start a business, or get through a hard season. Gary often replied directly, thanked them for listening, encouraged them publicly, and sometimes followed up again later. And that public gratitude did 2 things at once. It made the individual feel seen. It showed everyone that engagement is appreciated. And why this matters for networking is that Gary didn't just say thanks privately. He made gratitude visible. People who were thanked became long-term advocates, continued sharing his content, and felt personally connected to someone with a massive platform.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing to think that someone with as big of a platform as Gary would personally respond and thank people. I mean, that's impressive, and that certainly would touch people to get a personal response from him and cause them to become even bigger fans.
Yeah.
So the takeaway with regard to gratitude is that when you thank people publicly and consistently, you reinforce the behavior you want repeated, you build loyalty without asking for anything, and you turn supporters into promoters. People are 50% more likely to refer again when they feel appreciated. And of course, gratitude is also a biblical principle. In 1 Thessalonians 5:18, it says, "Give thanks in all circumstances." Gratitude turns one referral into many.
Yeah, I mean, gratitude can change absolutely everything. Even if you're having a bad year, a bad season of your life, finding the things to truly be grateful for really just not only impacts others, but it also impacts you. Finding those things to be positive and grateful and appreciative of. And the sixth trait is somebody who networks always.
So my example of this is not a celebrity, but it's my friend Alicia Flores, because it's funny because in some ways people would say she doesn't network much at all, but in other ways she's the example of networking always. And I think I'm going to invite her on our podcast and do an episode called Party Networking, because she throws parties all the time. Like when I first met her, we've been good friends for years now, but when I first met her, she has a very successful business doing screen print and embroidery. And she told me she did no advertising. She did no networking. She wasn't a part of any networking groups. She did no advertising, yet every time I talked to her, she'd be like, I have 400 orders in the queue that I've got to get printed. And I was like, how in the world has her business grown without doing any networking and not without doing any advertising? And then she started inviting me to her parties. And I mean, she throws, and her sister as well, they're co-owners. Alicia and Chelsea are co-owners of Go Ink It, and they throw like the biggest 4th of July party every year. They throw a New Year's Eve party every year. They throw birthday party. I mean, just every holiday that you can have a party for, they are hosting it. And they throw fabulous parties we just attended their New Year's Eve party.
We're talking like the most incredible hors d'oeuvres. They have a bartender there. Like it's decorated to the nines. It's all like themed.
And they like build their decorations. The theme for New Year's was Welcome to the Jungle. And so there was a whole tree situation that was like legit, looked like a jungle, great place to take pictures. And so she just enjoyed having people over and throwing parties, hosting parties, and she loves the decoration aspect of it. She loves the socializing aspect of it. She'll throw karaoke get-togethers and wine tasting events, and just she loves to socialize and host parties. And even when she's not hosting them, she'll invite people to the wine tasting event that she's going to, or the dinner that she's going to, and whatever. So she's the perfect example of networking always, but also not really networking at all. Like she's not intentionally throwing these parties to try to find businesses to hire her.
Right.
She's just doing it because she enjoys building those relationships, but at the same time, she's building the awareness of who she is on a big scale, much more than she could if she was just setting individual meetings with these people. Sometimes she has hundreds of people who come to her parties, and then in turn, people learn what she does for work, and they're like, oh, I need shirts made for this event, or for my job, or for this, or for that. And so people are hiring her. Her business is growing. She's learning of people, and she's networking all the time, but really not selling ever. So I just thought she was a really great example of this. She's relational everywhere she goes. So the takeaway for trait 6, which is network always, is that master networks don't ask, is this a networking event? And then put on their networking hat.
Right.
They ask, who's in the room and how can I build a real connection?
Yes.
And that's what Alicia and Chelsea do just naturally. Mm-hmm. They walk into a room and start becoming friends with whoever is there. And that is a key trait of a master networker.
Yeah.
You don't turn it on and off. You're just always aware of who's around and just always trying to get to know those people.
Yeah. So trait number 5 is good listening skills. Warren Buffett is a great example of this. Buffett is famous for listening more than he speaks. He gathers information, understands people, and builds trust before acting. A specific example comes from how Buffett evaluates companies and people. When he meets with founders or CEOs, he intentionally lets them talk far more than he does. He says that in his meetings, he listens not to just what people say, but how they say it, their tone, consistency, and whether their stories align over time. Buffett often asks very open-ended questions and stays quiet. He watches whether the person fills the silence with clarity or defensiveness. The silence gives him insight into who they are.
So top performers listen 60% of the time in conversations. And of course, this is a biblical principle as well. James 1:19 says, be quick to listen and slow to speak. Mm-hmm. So listening creates connection and opportunity. And if you haven't listened to it, I would encourage you to go back to Miss Biz episode, I think it's 21, which is on level 5 listening. And it goes through the 5 different types of listening. And believe it or not, listening is a skill that can and should be developed. In networking, it's really important that you understand how to pick up on the verbal and nonverbal cues that people are telling you in communication in order to build a deeper relationship with people.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot in our daily conversations that gets missed, that really, if you ask the right questions, you could really get them to open up a lot better and develop a much deeper relationship. Trait number 4 is trustworthiness. An example of this is Tom Hanks. Hollywood trusts Tom Hanks because he's consistent, reliable, and professional. Trust is why he keeps getting opportunities. So Tom is known for showing up prepared, treating cast and crew with respect, not creating offset controversy, and honoring commitments without ego.
And when I think about trustworthiness and Hollywood, I think about any time there's a movie, if I hear that Tom Hanks is in it, then
you know it's going to be good.
I know it's going to be good. Like, he has built that trust not just with the industry in Hollywood, but with the viewers that we know if he's in it, it's going to be good.
Absolutely.
And that's the epitome of trustworthiness, is that when someone thinks of you and they see that you're involved with this group or this organization or this product,
right,
they know you're not going to sell them a bag of goods, that you're going to sell them something that is valuable because they trust you.
Yeah.
So trust increases repeat business and referrals by up to 60%.
That's huge.
And in networking, the most trusted people don't embarrass the referrer, they don't overpromise, they don't create problems or drama. They make others feel safe by putting their reputation on the line.
Do you love the Miss Biz podcast?
Because we love you.
Here's 3 things you can do to show your support.
1. Write us a review. Apple, Spotify, and Google My Business are the best platforms to write a review.
2. Follow us on social media. Our handle is @MissBizPodcast.
3. Join our Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation, for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. Also, ask questions related to your business and discuss topics from our episodes.
And trait number 3 is enthusiastic and motivated. So our example for this is Kristen Bell, and she's the voice of Anna in Frozen. Kristen Bell is widely recognized for outward, genuine enthusiasm, both on and off screen. A specific example is Bell repeatedly and enthusiastically performed "Do You Want to Build a Snowman" in interviews, live appearances, and charity events, often with full expressions, movements, and emotion, even years after the film's release. She never acted tired of the song, although anyone in her situation would definitely be tired of it. I mean, as I know, Brooke, you're a mother of 2 daughters who were massive Frozen fans. You were pretty tired of it too, right?
Yeah, probably you too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when I sat and thought about who would be a celebrity that people would be familiar with who really has enthusiasm, Kristen Bell was just who came to mind for me. I mean, she just is always happy, always energetic, always smiling, and just really is a great example. And the reason we put these celebrities examples in here is so that you can compare yourself. You know, when I think about how close to being Kristen Bell enthusiastic am I? Not very close. You know, I've got a lot of improvement to get to Kristen Bell's level of enthusiasm, but I use her as the model, and then every time I assess myself every few months, I can say, am I any closer to being Kristen Bell, Anna level of enthusiastic, and just try to inch closer to that. I remember I've talked about Gene Kassane before. I don't know if I've used his name though, but he's one of the owners of the law firm that I was a part of for a number of years. And probably, I think it's well known within the company, at least at the time that I was there, that he was the biggest generator of business in the whole firm. There's hundreds of lawyers in this firm. And he called me one time and I was sick. I was sick and my voice was just really stuffy, and I was 0 level of enthusiastic on that phone call. And he told me that the key to business success, the key to attracting new clients was enthusiasm. And the moment he got on the phone, he was full of energy and enthusiasm. I mean, the first words out of his mouth would be like, "How's it going? Double B." And he's like, "Do you want me to call you Double B or BB? Which one do you like better?" You know, like, it was just always a high energy, fun conversation from the moment you picked up the phone. And I often would ask myself, like, how does he maintain that level of energy all the time? But he did. I mean, maybe not all the time, but when he was talking to someone, he was being energetic and enthusiastic, and that is attractive. I don't think I really understood that. But it is. I now am convinced of it because I see myself and the people that I want to work with. They're the positive, happy, enthusiastic, energetic people. So enthusiasm increases perceived competence by over 30%. That was interesting to me too, because if you're enthusiastic, people just think that you're good at what you do.
Yeah, they think that you're confident.
Yeah, you may or may not be, but they think you are just because you're happy about it.
Yeah.
So this is an area that I know that I'm going to be focused on improving.
Yeah.
And it's also a biblical principle. Romans 12:11 says, "Never be lacking in zeal." And energy is attractive. It attracts people to you and your business.
So trait 2 is positive attitude. An example of this is Reese Witherspoon. She's widely known for maintaining a consistently positive, forward-facing attitude, even while navigating setbacks and rejection in Hollywood. Early in her career, Reese was repeatedly told that she was too small, too southern, not the right type for leading roles. And instead of becoming bitter or complaining publicly, she shifted her mindset and took control, creating her own production company, Hello Sunshine, to tell stories that weren't being offered to her. And she openly talks about rejection as feedback, not failure.
Even just the name of her company, Hello Sunshine.
I know.
I mean, even that is so positive.
It really is.
So the takeaway about positive attitude is that it doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. It just means refusing to let problems define you. Optimism improves relationship durability and deal-making speed. And of course, it's a biblical principle. Proverbs 17:22 says, a cheerful heart is good medicine.
Yes.
Nobody refers negativity.
Yeah.
We've made it to trait number 1.
Dun dun dun.
Drum roll, please.
So, trait number 1 seems very logical, but you'd be surprised how many people don't actually do this. And it's following up on the referrals. This is the ultimate differentiator. An example of this is Barbara, is it Corcoran? She is one of the clearest real world examples of elite referral follow-up, and she talks about this openly. She repeatedly explained that many of her biggest real estate deals and early investments came through warm introductions, not cold pitches. And when someone she trusted referred a person a deal or an opportunity, she followed a strict personal rule where she would follow up immediately and always reported back to the referrer. If the referral didn't move forward, she didn't ghost it. She circled back and said why wasn't it a good fit, what she learned, and whether there was a future opportunity. Another shark on Shark Tank is famously known for lightning speed responses to introductions and emails.
And that's Mark Cuban. So these are 2 sharks from Shark Tank, and Barbara Corcoran was not really the most impressive shark to me when I would watch the show, but I had the opportunity to hear her speak at a conference, and she really blew me away with her story and her success in the real estate world. And so her follow-up was key to how she grew her real estate business. And I thought this was a great tip that we could include and implement in our own businesses, is not just following up with the person who's been referred. I think people are maybe better at doing that. If someone refers me a client, I'm going to follow up with that person. But the person who actually referred the business, right, Barbara would go back to them and say, thank you so much for that referral, and tell them what happened. And if it was not a good fit, she would say, I'm so sorry, this person was not a good fit. Here's why. Here's what I learned from that situation. I was able to refer them to someone else, or whatever the circumstance was. She went back to that person and told him the outcome of their referral. And I thought that was a really great practice, because after all, this is the person who trusted you to refer you business. If they know that you took care of it one way or the other, now it's off their plate, off their to-do list, and they can feel more comfortable if they want to refer to you again, knowing that you're going to handle things and report back to them how it turned out.
Yeah.
So referred leads convert 30 to 70% higher than cold leads, and following up with people tells them that they matter, that your referral mattered, and that your reputation is safe with them.
It's true. I mean, communication is everything. It really is. So our challenge is to complete the top 10 master networker self-assessment. Again, we've created this for you. If you just shoot us a message on one of our social media pages, or if you email us at missbiz.com/contact, we'll be sure to send that to you.
We'll also make it available on our Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation. So if you haven't joined that group, go ahead and join it. It'll be there that you can download as well.
Yeah, so take the assessment, make a plan for improvement, and make sure that you evaluate and reevaluate every 3 months.
We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.